guys, welcome back to the show. Alongside Tim Hauser, I'm Sarah Hardy. Thanks for joining us. Tim?
Thanks, Sarah. Well, as you can see, we're not in the studio. This is our last In The News show for 2019. Sarah, what's on today's show?
Students from the Intro Comm class created several video segments highlighting a variety of topics, events, achievements from students and staff at KHS.
And with that, here are the video segments.
Hi, I'm Bella Ivanka along with producer Christina Cooper reporting for KHS News. Many people start applying for their first jobs in high school. We caught up with administrative assistant Miss Gummerson and KHS students Emma Schmidt and Savannah Harrington who are currently employed. Here they are now.
I work at the Kinnelon cinemas, and I chose to work there because it seemed like a pretty fun place to work. You get free movies, and I have a few friends that work there.
I work at Taste of Reality, and I chose it because it's nearby and local.
So here in the guidance office, you'll find the window next to my door is called the job wall. On the job wall, I post job opportunities that I receive from employers. They send me emails or send it through fax.
If you have the opening shift, you have to make sure that everything is fully stocked. The candy and the popcorn has to be popped. You have to make sure that the bathrooms are stocked. And then the closing shift, everything has to be wiped down. You have to make sure that the popcorn gets bagged and thrown out. And you also have to make sure that you clean the popper.
I work with the people, obviously, and do a lot of work with the register. And then I also make sandwiches, do a lot of cleaning.
For the application process, I had to go there and I had to talk to a manager to see if they were even hiring. And then once they say that they're hiring, they tell you, like, all right, get some working papers from your school. They give you working papers to fill out, like, so that they have information on you on their file. Then you have to go down to guidance and they give you a stack of papers that you have your place of employment fill out, then they fill it out. Then you have to go get a physical to make sure that you're up to code with your vaccinations and stuff like that. And then you hand everything in.
The application process was fairly easy. On the first day, I really didn't get interviewed, I just trained. And I had to fill out a W-2 form, and that was about it.
The papers that we have for the kids to apply to jobs are called working papers. It's split up into a certain number of sections. The first section is for the student and their parent guardian to sign out just personal information. The second section is for the employer to fill out the job description, how much they'll be making hourly, how many hours they'll be working a week. The next section is for the nurse to make sure they have a physical or their doctor, and then the student brings the papers back to me.
I think probably around age 16, just so that if you are going to be getting a car or if you are going to be borrowing a parent's car or something like that, then at least you have gas money by the time you get to 17.
Honestly, as early as possible, 15, 16, I think is a good time. I think it's just good to experience the workplace, so as early as possible.
Throughout the year, we get about 107 students who come in for working papers. I split it up in between months. Every month I send it out to the state, so I get about 7 to 10 per month.
I don't feel guilty about asking my parents for money, or if I have something that I want to do that my parents don't really feel like paying for, it's less of a need and more of a want, then I can pay for it myself. And also, if I'm out and I go do something on a whim, I don't have to be like, oh, I don't have money.
I definitely enjoy it because it gives me a sense of security for the future. I'll have extra money put away for college and all, so it's a good feeling.
I feel like having a job teaches you that you have responsibilities and that everything that you do could affect other people, as well as there are real life consequences, not just like in school, you have a detention for 2 hours or an hour, like you could get fired. So if you're fired, you no longer have a source of income, and it goes for your next job when you're applying, like you tell them if you left your previous job or if you got fired from your previous job. So it's a look of realism on the whole situation to make sure that you know that you have a big impact on your life.
For me, it just teaches me how to deal with all kinds of people in the world, which is so important all throughout life.
Having a job as a teenager provides them with learning responsibilities and reliability.
Once again, I'm Bella Ivanka with producer Christina Cooper. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
I'm taller than you in this video, so.
My art concentration was on growing up with three brothers, and I actually picked my concentration a month later than everyone else because originally I was doing fears and I didn't relate to that at all. And then my brother texted me like, "You have to take me home today," and I was really annoyed. And then everyone was like, "Oh, why don't you do it on growing up with all your brothers?"
My concentration is focused on the connection I feel with my cats because she told us to choose something that we felt strongly about, and I kind of got the idea because over the summer I did a lot of art pieces on my cats because I just take a lot of pictures of them and they're always in my life and I love them.
I actually had no interest in art coming into high school. I was taking music theory and then I wanted to switch out of that. So a week before freshman year, Miss Gormley put me into design fund and I was really nervous because I've never taken art and I wasn't serious about it. And then from there, I just discovered that I actually really liked it, and then I continued to prioritize it into my schedule for 4 years. And now I'm in AP art.
I actually didn't know that I was into art until, for some reason, I took design fund freshman year, and then I guess she taught us how to draw, and then I just got really into it from freshman year.
Miss Castro usually has really good ideas to give all the girls, and throughout my concentration, she'd help me come up with concepts that I could put onto a canvas. And from there, she would just guide me if I needed help with techniques and stuff.
Well, Miss Castro is really, really talented at art. She may not show it off all the time, but when you ask her for help, she really teaches you how to do it and shows you how to shade and stuff and develop your pieces really well. And she's just really good at it, so she's always supportive with that.
I paint in my basement. I have a little area, and it's just a foldable table with a bed sheet over it and all my supplies. That's where I paint. You can just cut that out.
Well, most of my artwork I do either in class or if it's at home, I just set up. I have this drawing board that's it's wooden and it's pretty big, but I just go on my bed, lay down a towel, put that on myself, and then I just do it for hours on my bed.
I don't know if I'm gonna do something strictly with art, but I definitely wanna do or have a career that's more creative and I could bring in my creative side into the work that I'm doing.
I don't necessarily know if physical art on paper will be a career because I don't feel you can take that very far and make money off it, but it's my dream to be a tattoo artist, so in that sense that would be art in my future, I guess.
Art is definitely a form of expression, and it's just something that I like to do on my own. It's my own little thing aside from all my other activities.
Hi, I'm Quincy Yoon here with Zainab Kabir, and we caught up with Miss Gormley, Peter Davin, and Emily Kemp about VHS in Kinnelon High School.
VHS is an online program where students can enroll in courses, whether it's an academic or an elective course of their interest, and they earn credits and they get the grades, and it's just a way of taking courses that we don't offer here, but it's online. So the teacher is somewhere in the U.S. and the students have lessons and assignments that they do each week in order to complete the course. What it does is it allows them to take a class in which they're interested in that we don't offer here. So for instance, some kids take criminology or genes and disease. So these are topics we don't offer here. And it allows them to pursue a possible career interest, a possible major interest, so that maybe when they go to college or go on to a trade school, they have a sense of some of their interests. There are over 100 courses, tons of courses. A student should see his or her counselor and fill out a form, which is an application to take a VHS class. They sign it, their parent has to sign it, so we know the parent is aware that the student is taking an online class, or at least requesting one. So once they submit that form, provided we have enough seats, because we do have a limited number of seats each semester, we would enroll the student in that course.
I learned about VHS through my guidance counselor. I originally wanted to take a new course that was offered at the school called AP Computer Science Principles.
I heard about VHS from the guidance department.
So I've taken 3 different VHS courses. I've taken one my sophomore, junior, and senior year. So my sophomore year is when I took AP Computer Science Principles. Then I took AP Economics my junior year, and then AP Art History this year.
I'm currently taking the Modern Middle East because I wanted to take something interesting as an elective course.
VHS allows for a little bit more self-exploration in the sense that you kind of make your own time for studying and you have a little bit more freedom.
VHS has a lot more opportunities online. You can do a lot more research-based projects, and working with people is different because you have online forums that you use instead of discussing face-to-face.
Probably not, because I think the face-to-face communication does have a lot of value in it, but I do enjoy VHS.
I would say that I prefer VHS for over a lot of my history classes.
You definitely have to be self-motivated to do VHS because all your work is due by a certain deadline, so you have to make sure that you're getting your work done on a weekly basis.
The best part about VHS is that everything is due on one day of the week, so you have a full week to get everything in that you need, and it's a lot more flexible schedule.
I've found that VHS has been really rewarding in the sense that I have found so many avenues to explore different areas from computer science to art history to economics, and being able to learn with people from all around the world is kind of a really unique experience. I would definitely take advantage.
VHS is a lot more interesting than some of my normal classes because it is just so different and unique.
Thought-provoking.
Flexible.
I believe I probably would take the regular class.
If the course I was taking was offered at KHS, I would probably enroll in it because I would love to see the difference between online class and having it taught in person.
Hi, I'm Emma Schmidt, and today I'll be taking an exclusive look into the Global Citizenship Club through members Sarah Hardy and Mark Gadaletta.
When I first saw in 8th grade, it seemed like something interesting to do and different.
Mrs. Battaglia tutored me since 6th grade, and when she introduced the opportunity to me, I kind of just jumped on it. We made lunches for bus drivers, played bingo at elderly homes, and did car washes, stuff like that.
I got really close to the members and leaders, and it's just something that stuck with me.
It's a really fun experience, and you get to make bonds with people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to make.
My favorite memory is definitely going on the Panama trip. I had a really fun time going to the Indigenous Peoples Village, helping the schools out, cleaning up around, and just seeing like the gorgeous views and mountains.
In Panama, we did a lot of hiking, ziplining, and snorkeling.
Don't take anything for granted and appreciate all the things you have.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you really can't get that often.
If you're looking for something new to do and ways to help around the community, I'd definitely join the club.
I also caught up with the founder of the Global Citizenship Club, Mrs. Battaglia, and saw what she had to say about the club.
It helps the community in so many different ways, from the people to the animals to the environment. We do lots of different work. Well, locally we work at different locations. Like, for instance, we work with the Morris County Parks Department. We've worked at local food pantries, donating food as well as distributing food to people who come to those food pantries in need of help and resources. First year we went to Costa Rica, then the second year we went to Panama. Last year we went to Belize and Guatemala, and this year we're traveling to Thailand. It teaches them how to give back to their communities locally, travel the world, and rather than be passive observers, to be active participants, and to get along with other people, teamwork, and just how to participate and contribute to something bigger than yourself. There's so many, but I think my favorite was last year swimming in Belize. It was my birthday, and we swam with a wild sea turtle for probably half a mile, just swam with her, and it was amazing. It was a great memory, I'll never forget it. Just to keep traveling and experiencing different cultures and just making impressions around the world and meeting incredible people. I have no particular destinations in mind.
My name is Ryan Stroud, and I'm the band director here at Kinnelon High School.
I'm Jacob Prescott. I'm a sophomore here at KHS, and I was a part of the American Music Abroad program through our band here at KHS.
American Music Abroad is a program where we gather students from New York, New Jersey, upstate New York, and basically this tri-state area, and we form kind of an all-star band, choir, jazz band, and orchestra. And we travel over to Europe and spend about 3 weeks working our way around Europe and playing concerts. Going to Normandy, where the Allied invasion happened in France. We're going to Brussels and Belgium. We're going to definitely go to Salzburg and Austria, and really, really fantastic places. Performing music during the summer like I said, a lot of the kids stick their instruments under their bed for the course of the summer, and this is an opportunity for them to play their instruments during the summer or sing during the summer.
I'd recommend it, but you have to be passionate for it, and you have to at least be somewhat good.
Music is Americana. A lot of America the Beautiful, John Philip Sousa marches, music that can generally be described as American.
I mean, of course I enjoyed the trip. My favorite part had to be meeting new people.
I've traveled through Europe, and it was a life-changing experience just to visit these places and see the different cultures.
I think the most important thing I got out of that trip was an understanding for other cultures and countries around the world.
It's just different, and you get exposed to that culture, and it makes you think about things differently.
There's a lot of things involved in preparing for a film, whether it's like getting all the camera gear charged and set up, having the script written, having like all the casting times and dates for the actors, getting the location, costumes, like everything that you basically want to prepare everything as much as you can in pre-production, so that way once like actual production happens, everything runs as smoothly as possible.
The short answer is time and planning goes into making any sort of video, media. When you're working with video and film, it takes a long time to make projects. So giving yourself a lot of planning and time before you do anything is probably the most critical aspect for a project.
I would say do what you want to do. If you have an idea, then take it how you want it, because you know what you want to do the best. Like for me, there's definitely a lot of ideas that people like say that like, oh, it's not the best and stuff, but when you're passionate about something, it'll come out good. So I would say, yeah, just do what you want to do.
In my opinion, and based on just professional experience, the hardest part about filmmaking is probably one, having an initial idea. You think your idea is good, maybe it's not. Having confidence to see your idea through. That's always a challenge. Like, you have a belief system that you can accomplish this.
When I was younger, me and my brother, we made these Lego YouTube channels, and I would make like stop motions and stuff, and then sometimes we'd like post videos and things. And after like middle school, I kind of like that all died out, but then eventually sophomore year when I took Intro to Comm, it kind of got me back into making like actual films, so that like creativity from that kind of translated into film, like, you know, actual video type thing. So I think sophomore year, I'd say.
All right, so it's not that like, hey, when did I think that Evan could pursue college study or film as a career? I think it's more about his willingness to do it. And so you see that within a student, and you tend to like help and facilitate that process. Probably his junior year, you know, he showed a lot of interest his sophomore year, and then his junior year he was just making work that had a little more quality, probably a little longer. Was dedicating himself to some things in the summer. He would do some side projects, and then just his ability to tell like a story. There was a sense that he could do this in college. He's been organized. He's been deadline driven, and then the quality of the work has been entertaining. So probably his junior year, I would say, is when the interest becomes reality. Like, I may want to study this in college and pursue this as a career. And then his senior year, he's made some work that has been award-winning.
I mean, first of all, I was definitely like really surprised. DeWall had told me to submit a couple of my films in there just because, and I didn't really think much of it when I did it, but after like a couple weeks later, there was the actual film festival at CCM, and I wasn't able to make it that day, but they emailed me that Sunday. I was like at the gym, and then all of a sudden I just saw like the email saying like, oh, you won first place, and I was like, what? So it was definitely exciting to find that out.
My reaction to Evan winning the Morris County Film Festival, one, just the sense of pride and rewarding. I wasn't necessarily surprised. I was happy that he took advantage of the opportunity. I believe it was Morris County Community College's first film festival, and I always feel like if students are taking advantage of the opportunity, perhaps there will be success in the end. He wasn't necessarily looking for first place, but it was wonderful for him to be recognized for his work.
If you compare my videos now to stuff that I made back, you know, when I was like 10 or 11, then I'd say I've come pretty far. But even like if you compare stuff to like when I started taking it more seriously, and I remember one of my first videos I made was like sophomore year, like a history video for like one of the final things we did in like June. It's been an improvement, whether it be like, I think it's improved as I became more passionate about it. So like technically, like improved technically and creatively.
I think Evan has developed as a filmmaker, probably like most students, you know, as an underclassman or even younger, you create short films on a phone, or maybe you have a small YouTube channel. And then you start taking the courses here at Kinnelon High School, and I provide probably more sense of career and professionalism. And so you're taking things from the classroom, probably his self and own desire, you're researching on your own, maybe you find a YouTube channel that you like, and you start following them, and you find other resources. And I think if you're a fan of TV and film, you take things from professional directors and you start applying some of that technique, even at the high school level. So the growth process is you stay with it, and then eventually, because through practice, you just get better at it.
Checking in live at KHS, baby. Woo!
Hi, I'm KHS reporter Trent McDonald, and today we're going to be catching up with a few of the varsity club members and Mr. DeColo. What does it mean to you to be in the varsity club?
Well, it's a great club, obviously, for varsity athletes. We all get to be in a club together, and it's easy to balance between practice and school and other clubs because we all play sports and we all share one common goal, so it's like one big family for all the athletes.
A varsity club is really about gathering our athletic students who have varsity letters in the hopes to improve the quality of the athletic programs at Kinnelon.
The varsity club is primarily made to help students and help student athletes really just excel in school, and it's really cool to be a part of.
What events or fundraisers have you participated in?
First one was KEA 5K Pot of Gold. We just came out and we supported the runners who end up supporting us for a scholarship. Another one was Teens Against Abusive Relationships. A couple of us traveled up to Randolph High School and learned about signs of abusive relationships in teens, and we brought it back to the school and we were able to teach other students about it. And the biggest one was we had a football game that was in honor of ALS and Mr. Duffy, and I helped fundraise for ALS research.
We help participate in a lot of events around the school, including the Spirit Week, the pep rallies, as well as some different fundraising. We bring students to the Grow Row field trip. We help with the peer leaders activities. We really kind of do everything in between and behind the scenes.
What is your favorite memory from varsity club?
Definitely helping out with the ALS game.
My favorite memory is probably getting my varsity jacket and getting pins and all the stitching on it. It was really cool.
I think my memories from varsity club is really, I love the pep rallies and Spirit Week. I think it's really, one of the coolest things, and you really see the culture of our school come together. And just in general, seeing our athletic students support each other at games.
How has DeColo impacted you personally?
Well, he's been coaching me since PRM wrestling in 6th grade. So this is my 7th year with him, and he's really gotten to see me develop as an athlete and as a person and help me along the way consistently throughout my athletic and academic career.
I try to just be there for students. I try to help them any way I can. I try to get word out about their games if I can and when they're going to be, to try to get fans there, putting in announcements. And in general, I hope that any student knows that they can seek me out for support and advice. And we really need to get a lot of people involved to make big changes in Kinnelon.
DeColo's helped give me really good advice. If I'm ever going through something, I know he's someone I can go to for help.
Hi, I'm Julia Portman, and we're here to interview Peter Davin on his valedictorian award.
I feel pretty accomplished, but I didn't really expect it. I don't know. I feel like I was just doing what I normally do, just completing all my assignments. So probably not. But I didn't really expect it, but it was definitely a surprise, and very welcome surprise. Not really, but I need to figure out what I'm writing. I feel like that's step number one. Not as of right now, but I think I might steal a portion from my sister's 8th grade graduation speech. So it's what younger siblings do best, to steal from their older siblings. All of my family members have driven me to be where I am today, and this administration, the faculty here have been so supportive and so amazing helping me get to where I am today. My plans for after graduation, I'll be attending Loyola University of Maryland. All the faculty here, all of my teachers have been so kind and so supportive. I feel like I've been given the skills from all my classes of not only academic material, but how to communicate my ideas in a concise way. I know the difference between studying and studying effectively. Personally, I've had times when I tried to study and I've read a textbook and I've gotten nothing from it. So know the difference between knowing how to use your time effectively versus studying just for the sake of studying. It's just knowing how to set priorities with your time and where your priorities lie at a certain time, and knowing when to prioritize academics or extracurriculars, just to be a balanced person. I'll remember all the friends that I've made and all of my teachers and all the administration who have helped me get to where I am today.
He is always busy and so intelligent. He just has a natural curiosity for everything. Absolutely, he deserves it. There you will find, I don't think he sleeps, but I don't think it's because he has to. I think it's because he wants to. Well, all you would have to do is see him in the spring musicals, which he has done every year. His enthusiasm during that time is just infectious, I believe. I have seen him every year. This way about him of just bringing people in terms of his performance. So that has been a strong influence. And I think that because he has performed so well academically, I think that that raises the bar for some of his classmates. So I think that that has been a very positive and strong influence for others.
Hi, I'm Willa Vaitovis, and today we're going to be catching up with Miss Ellington and some seniors on Senior Service Project.
Senior Service is a student-oriented program where the seniors are allowed to leave school and participate in community service their last 4 weeks of their senior year. We've had a senior service type program here for many years. However, we combined Senior Service Project and Senior Service into one called Senior Service Project probably 3 years ago. There's a lot of information that the juniors this year should really know. Mainly, keep your grades up for senior year because there is a GPA requirement. Make sure that your attendance is really good, your absences, so you're not going over the limit for that. And just really behave, do the right thing, and senior service will be yours. This year, it's unbelievable. I'm really happy that the numbers are so high. We have approximately 114 students participating this year. Last year, it was about 36, so that's a huge increase, and I'm so glad the seniors are taking part in it this year. Here, it's long this year because we have, like I said, almost 120 students participating. We have students in the district, so they're at Kiel, Stony Brook, Pearl Miller. Some students are working here at the high school. We have people at animal shelters. We have people at Chilton Hospital. We have a large group that is going to the Kinnelon Municipal Fields and beautifying the brook area back by the library. So that's fantastic that They're improving what Kinnelon will look like. We have people at the Morris County Park Commission, at Four Corners at the farm called Brook Hollows. We have so many different people doing different things, doctors' offices, fire departments, police stations, and not just in Kinnelon. They're in surrounding areas doing things in business and real estate, like so many awesome things that they're doing. I wish them luck.
For senior service, I'm going to be shadowing at a hospital and doctor's office for the last month of May.
For my senior service project, we're going down by the municipal building and we're cleaning up the lake that surrounds the field.
So I'm going to be working with Senora Sapio and the student council for my senior service project. We're going to be revamping the outdoor patio, approving cap decorations for graduation, sending out LTC letters for the summer program.
I chose to do senior service because I think it's a great way to end the year with my friends and to give back to the community.
I decided to do senior service pretty much because a lot of my friends were, so I didn't want to be stuck in school alone. And also because I decided to take like an educational route for it because I want to become a doctor, so I thought that would be a good experience to see what I'm going to be getting myself into.
Well, at first, I didn't really know if I wanted to do senior service because it's my last couple months here in school. So when Senora Sapio offered me the opportunity to work in the school, I'll still be able to see some classmates, teachers. I jumped on the offer.
Well, students benefit because as a senior you won't have to take finals, so that's pretty awesome. And also you can do like a community service kind of thing to help out our community here in Kinnelon, or you can do like an educational route. So it's kind of helps everyone in the end.
Students benefit from senior service because, first off, you get to skip finals. And it gives you a sense of freedom as a senior. You get to enter the real world and kind of do something that you want to do instead of just doing school.
I think it's just self-fulfillment knowing that you're ending your senior year, giving back to the town that you grew up in your whole life, and it's just a good feeling.